Title: Why the Chosen Ones Often Struggle Financially, and Why That's Not a Curse but a Calling. Have you ever looked at your bank account and wondered why, despite your intelligence, your hard work, and your heart, you're still broke? You're not lazy, you're not doing it wrong, you're just different. You're chosen for a purpose that doesn't align with the world's blueprint for wealth. You carry a light so rare, a truth so piercing, that the conventional paths to success simply don't fit. In fact, they clash with your spirit. While others chase profits, you're chasing purpose. While the world teaches you to climb, you're being called to awaken. That's not weakness, that's divine resistance. In this video, we'll dive deep into 7 powerful reasons why chosen ones often struggle financially, and why that struggle is not a punishment but a sacred purification. Let's start with the truth most people miss. Many chosen ones stay broke because their authenticity won't let them sell out. Their soul revolts against living a lie just to make a living. You can't fake it. You won't conform, and that authenticity comes at a cost, at least in the beginning. People don't always understand you. They feel your energy without knowing your name. They sense your truth, and it threatens the illusion they've built their lives around. You walk into a room and shift the frequency, and that makes people uncomfortable. You're not just different. You're disruptive. Even when it comes to money, your presence is a paradox. Because all living beings, humans included, can feel frequency, and yours is tuned to something higher, something eternal, something that refuses to be bought. As your vibration rises, so does your awareness. You begin to see what really matters. You start to understand that inner peace is worth more than passive income. That spiritual growth is the real return on investment. And that means you simply cannot force yourself into jobs, systems, or lifestyles that violate your soul, even if they promise financial security. You become more selective, more intentional. You invest your time and energy not into profit but into purpose. This is not failure, this is refinement. You're not being punished, you're being purified. This season of lack is pruning your life, cutting away everything that doesn't serve your highest good, and what's left. That's where the gold is, not material gold, but the kind of wealth the world can't measure. Spiritual wisdom, emotional depth, radical integrity, divine power. You might be poor in possessions, but you are rich in presence. You walk in truth, you glow with purpose, and that scares the system. Let's be clear. You are strong, you are capable, but you're not here to play by the rules of a world built on scarcity and illusion. You're here to rise above it. You know that real success isn't in the numbers, it's in the alignment. And when you choose to stay true to your path, even if it costs you money, you're not going backward, you're walking forward on a path. Only the awakened can see that is pure. So let's break it down. Reason number 1. You reject materialism. You don't chase money. You chase meaning. You turn down profitable paths that violate your soul. You work jobs that pay in joy and creativity and peace. And that doesn't always come with a paycheck, but it does come with purpose. Reason number 2. Your energy doesn't match the traditional methods of wealth. You're built for healing, for teaching, for transformation. You bring light into the dark, and that's not always profitable, at least not in the world's eyes. But in the realm of the soul, you're a giant. That mismatch creates a tension. Because your goals aren't transactional, they're transformational. You're here to shift the planet, not just secure a salary, and that calling. It demands sacrifice. You don't just want to make money, you want to make a difference, and that is rare. Title continued: Why the Chosen Ones Often Struggle Financially, but are secretly being prepared for greatness. Reason number 3. Your calling doesn't pay like a career. You weren't born to climb corporate ladders, you were born to follow a higher path. One that might not come with a 401k or 6-figure bonuses, but comes with something the world can't buy: alignment. Your purpose pulls you in directions that don't always make sense on paper. You've probably turned down good jobs, left stable incomes, or walked away from what others begged for. Not because you're irresponsible, but because something inside you whispered, "This isn't it." And that whisper, that was your soul. Yes, this path comes with sacrifice. Yes, it might leave your wallet empty, but it fills your spirit to the brim. It teaches you resilience when the money's gone. It teaches you creativity when resources are scarce. It forces you to redefine value, not in dollars, but in meaning. You learn to thrive where others would give up. You learn to create from nothing. You learn to see yourself as worthy not because of what you earn, but because of who you are, and eventually, that energy, that alignment, it magnetizes the right opportunities to you. But here's the truth, it requires trust, and trust is hard when rent is due. But still you trust because you know the rewards you're after aren't just financial, they're eternal. Reason number 4, you carry generational weight. Not all of this is yours. Some of it, your fears, your struggles, your financial blocks, are echoes. Echoes of ancestors who lived in survival mode, who worked until their bodies broke, who believed they were destined to lack. And now it's on you. You were chosen to break that cycle, to be the one who says, "This ends with me." But breaking chains isn't easy. It hurts. It tests you. It asks everything of you. You may find yourself repeating patterns you never chose, under-earning, overspending, scarcity mindsets that creep in at night. But these aren't signs of failure. They're signs that the wound is surfacing, so it can finally heal. This is soul surgery. The universe didn't curse you, it entrusted you. It said, you're strong enough to feel it all and to end it all. You're not just healing your bank account, you're healing your bloodline. And once that karmic debris is cleared, you'll be able to build something your ancestors never even dreamed of. And they will bless you every step of the way. Reason number 5. Your finances are a test of faith. Sometimes the struggle isn't about money at all. It's about faith. The universe is asking you, will you still trust me when the plan doesn't make sense? Will you still walk when the path disappears beneath your feet? Financial instability forces you to look inward, to listen harder, to lean not on numbers but on nudges from the divine. And through this uncertainty, your soul is stretched. Your roots grow deeper. You stop relying on the illusion of security and start building unshakable trust. This is not easy, but it's how spiritual warriors are made. When you learn to walk through the fire and still say, "I believe," you become untouchable. No storm can shake you. No recession can stop you, because your provision doesn't come from the world. It comes from God. Reason number 6. Scarcity is your cocoon. Your lack right now, it's not random. It's refining you. You are in the cocoon. You are being stripped of distractions, forced to face your shadows, to sit with discomfort. Not to punish you, but to perfect you. In this quiet season, you learn your true strengths. You sharpen your gifts. You cultivate faith that is real, not rehearsed. This is spiritual boot camp. Your wings are forming. And when you emerge, you won't be crawling, you'll be flying. Everything that was taken will be restored, multiplied, and aligned with your higher purpose. But not before you let go of every belief, habit, or identity that kept you small. This isn't the end. It's the becoming. Reason number 7. You don't fit into their system because you're here to build a new one. You see life differently. You look beyond the surface. You understand that money is just energy and that success isn't found in spreadsheets but in stillness. You're not impressed by titles. You don't chase trends. You don't care for fame, flash, or followers. What you crave is depth, connection, meaning. So you live differently, you love differently, and yes, you earn differently. You don't hustle for status. You move for purpose. This makes you a misfit in the system. But you weren't made to fit in, you were made to rebuild, to show a new way, to prove that you can live with less and still be whole, to prove that wealth without soul is poverty in disguise. So if the world has told you you're behind, smile, because you're not behind, you're becoming, and the riches you're building, they won't just fill a bank account. They'll overflow from your spirit and flood into everything you touch. Closing line. You are not broke. You are being broken open, and what's emerging is not just a person who survives, but a soul who transforms everything they touch. Closing script. From bankruptcy to breakthrough, the hidden wealth of the chosen ones. In a world where wealth is measured in dollars, possessions, and power, you measure yours in love, in kindness, in truth, in wisdom. You see life differently, deeper. You understand that true abundance is not counted but felt, not hoarded but shared. Not in your bank account, but in your alignment with your soul's purpose. And that is why, by the world's shallow standards, you may seem broke. But hear me clearly, this is not failure, it is confirmation. It's proof that you are walking the road less traveled. The narrow path, the sacred path. This video is not just about money, it's about awakening. It's about understanding that for the chosen ones, financial struggle isn't a curse. It's a divine invitation. A holy refinement. A spiritual furnace where everything false is burned away. And only your essence remains. Bankruptcy in this light is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the universe's way of stripping away distractions, aligning your spirit, strengthening your soul, and preparing you for the mission only you can fulfill. So if you find yourself tired, empty, uncertain, I need you to know this. You are not powerless, you are being prepared. This is your spiritual boot camp, and abundance, the real kind, is coming. Not as a lottery win, not as a sudden windfall, but as a result of your faith, your healing, and your unwavering commitment to living in truth. So resonate with this truth, let it sink into your bones. You are not here to chase money, you are here to become rich in purpose. You are walking a path that leads to unshakable peace, soul-level abundance, and a life that aligns so deeply with your spirit that even money begins to flow, not as a pursuit, but as a byproduct of purpose. If this message speaks to you, I want you to type this in the comments. I am rich in purpose. Let's flood the comments with light. Let the world see a new kind of wealth emerging. Your like, your comment, your presence, it helps this message find the ones who need it most. It strengthens our community of awakened souls. Thank you for watching to the very end. You are part of something sacred, and the world needs your light now more than ever. If you haven't yet subscribed, because this isn't just a channel, this is a movement. Until next time. Remember, you are a masterpiece in evolution, but always evolve peace, purpose, and infinite light. At first, there will be confusion, resistance, and bewilderment. Because you are used to living with that voice, you think silence is empty, but it is not. Silence is the foundation for you to truly begin to live. That is where you will enter the next part. You are not the story, you are the space where the story takes place, a vast, clear, free awareness that is not manipulated by the ego. You used to think that you were a character in the story of your life, but there is another